half. Nick Wright, Brandon Marshall, Kevin Wild.
Sorry, Josh Allen just was practicing over here, almost hit me with the football. My bad, guys. Didn't mean to distract you.
Was he practicing or was he in a game?
My apologies. I don't know. They stopped by in New York. I don't know why. It was bad. Sorry, yeah, Jenna. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
The slapstick is working. No, interrupt away, because that is where we're going to start this morning with some of Josh Allen's misfires, miscues. But Chiefs and Bills, Kansas City leaning heavily on their ground game last night. When was the last time we said that? Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the star of the show, ran for a career-high 161 on the ground. Certainly not the explosive Chiefs offense we've got used to seeing, but a great rushing attack that will add All-Pro Le'Veon Bell to the mix next week. So let's dive right in here. Nick, I got to ask, you got the win, but are you worried at all that the Chiefs they're not blowing out the competition like they did last season?
Oh, my God. That's where we're starting the show? Last season, the Chiefs were in 11-5.
And then we'll get to Josh Allen.
They went 11-5 last year. They're going to go 14-2 this year. They've got 5 wins. The list of teams in the NFL with more than 5 wins is precisely 0. 4 of those 5 wins have come by multiple scores. And my guy, my dear, dear friend Brandon Marshall, who, among many things, said the Bills were better than them, the Bills were going to win, Josh Allen's playing better than Mahomes' MVP season, but we don't have to get into any of that. My dear guy, Brandon Marshall, said
they were going to win the game.
The blue, and last week when I said, tell me who in the AFC you like more than the Chiefs, first team you said the Buffalo Bills. And then they got their teeth kicked in by Tennessee, and then they lost to the Chiefs. But Brandon said the league is a blueprint. And the blueprint is rush 3, drop 8, and give Mahomes no vision, no lanes. Luckily for the Chiefs, they have coaches too, and they said, okay, if you're going to do that, we're going to run on you like it's Alabama against Georgia Southern. And we're just going to gash you 8 yards a carry. So, no, I'm not worried. No, I'm not concerned. It's another 2-score victory against a good opponent. And the Chiefs once again look like they should have looked in the Oakland game, like the overwhelming favorite in the AFC.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. They absolutely shouldn't be worried. If anything, they should be ecstatic right now. Because when you think about how do you create sustained success? You have to reinvent yourself over and over and over. Look at Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. What do they do not every single year, but every single game, they do something a little bit different to get the W in the win column. When you look at last night, this was a big moment for the Chiefs. We know them as this prolific passing team. They can do it all. But we have never seen them be able to just hand the ball over and over again to get the job done. This is why this team, when we talk about, okay, can they get it done this year? Can they get it done again? Well, they showed you that they're more than capable to adjusting. Nick, you talked about it, right? You just brought it up. Teams have the blueprint now. How to stop that prolific passing game. So we know how to do that. But can the Chiefs beat us running? And last night they showed you that they can beat you running. For them to commit to the run says a lot about this team. That was a defining moment. They adjusted. Look at how the Bills started. In the conditions. Pass on first down, incomplete. Pass on second down, incomplete. Pass on third down, incomplete. Fourth down, punt. What did the Chiefs do? Yep. And sustain it through the entire game? First play, run. Second play, run first down. Third play, hitch. Quick game. Get Mahomes going just a little bit early. You saw coaching at its finest last night.
Brandon, let's all be honest with each other. That was a nice little analysis you did of the game. But you spent the last week talking how the Bills were going to beat the Chiefs, and it didn't happen. So do you want to apologize to Nick, or at least acknowledge that you were wrong about this? And that
No.
Well, he's just there. He's like, well,
Let's
you know,
put
they
up
ran
the
on third down.
Brandon Marshall
Like, very
predictions
dry
full screen.
No, Josh
it was all good just yesterday.
Josh Allen needs to apologize. That's who needs to apologize. Who would have thought? First year, 52%. Second year, 59% completion percentage. The first 4 games of the season, 71%. In the last 2, 59%. Josh Allen is the one that needs to apologize, not me.
Okay.
So let's stay there for a second. It was indeed, Brandon's right, it was a night to forget for Josh Allen. He struggled to get the offense in any sort of rhythm, even though they were playing at home. Not the MVP candidate we saw the first 4 weeks of this season. So here's the Bills quarterback explaining it after the game.
We weren't good enough. I was not good enough. I got to do a better job. It's plain and simple. I didn't play very good tonight. I know that. I understand that. I can't afford, this team can't afford to have me play poorly.
So, Brandon, what you saw last night, is that it now for the Josh Allen for MVP chatter?
You just don't see quarterbacks, really good quarterbacks, play this bad. MVP quarterbacks play this bad. It took Aaron Rodgers 10 years to have the type of game that Josh Allen just had back to back. So for that reason, I would have to say, yes, this is a guy that's regressing, and he's regressing fast. I don't understand what happened these last 2 years, these last 2 games. You have to ask yourself, is something going on? Is there an injury that he's dealing with? Some type of shoulder, some type of hand? Something has to be going on. How do you go from 52% to 59% in the first 2 years, 71% in the first 4 games, and then the last 2 games, you're at 59? I don't understand.
I'll help you understand.
Please.
Because those 4 games, were the aberration. He is who he is, an erratic, inaccurate passer who it is laughable that he was ever considered, discussed, or promoted as an MVP candidate. It is insane that people went on television and radio and wrote columns like, don't look now. I know the analytics community hates him, but Josh Allen is the most dangerous. Dangerous to who? To his own team's prospects? If there were fans in the stands, to them for an errant pass? Through 53 minutes last night, homeboy had 66 yards passing. Come on, and nobody's shocked by it. While the Bills Wilds built an entire game plan around stopping an actual MVP, daring the Chiefs to run, the Chiefs built an entire game plan around daring a fraudulent MVP candidate to beat them. And he couldn't do it. Because, listen, I don't blame Josh Allen for being Josh Allen. I blame all of my colleagues that were like, oh, Buffalo, number 2 in the power rankings and number 1 in my heart. Give me a break. Come on. And the only team that won more last night than the Chiefs, Jenna, is Wild's beloved Patriots, who now all of a sudden are just a game and a half out of first place in that division.
Listen, I was on my flight to New York, and I'm watching it, and I love the early start for Monday Night Football. I know it was because of the whole COVID mess and rescheduling of these games. But when I'm looking at it and I'm seeing the rain trickle down, I said, this is perfect for Buffalo. This is going to be the perfect game for them. Because now Mahomes is going to have to run it. And they ran it and absolutely ran all over the Bills, Jenna.
And never stopped running throughout the night. The other game last night, we got 2 of them, Cowboys and Cardinals, and another tough night for Ezekiel Elliott. Hey, should we be worried? Next, first things first.
Was it raining at Jerry World? The way they were fumbling